Welcome back, Tiger Cubs.
It's Rev
and Adelaide,
and this is Tiger Cub News.
Before we start the show, we just have a few friendly reminders.
For starters, remember to keep on your mask at all times, even outside, unless actively eating or drinking.
Also, make sure that your mask is fitted to your face properly and covers your entire mouth and nose. If you need a new mask, you can always visit the health office.
Additionally, you should have gotten a rapid test last week in your homeroom.
Hopefully everyone took their first test yesterday, but remember to take the second test this Saturday.
We hope everyone had a great first week back. Stay safe, Tiger Cubs.
Now, as usual, to start off the show, we have ASB announcements with Silas and Rose.
Hi, I'm Rose.
And I'm Silas.
And together we're
ASB announcements. Welcome to the new year of 2022 SPMS.
To start off the new year, we're gonna copy the old year.
Twin with the new year?
Exactly, and this Friday, January 21st, you participate by wearing the same clothes with someone else for Twin Day.
You can also dress as triplets, quadruplets, even quintuplets. Or, like always, you can wear orange and white.
Speaking of ASB run events, 6th graders, that could be you.
Are you a 6th grader interested in joining ASB for the remainder of the year?
If you are, to be able to apply, you must go to one of the following informational meetings.
One of them is this Wednesday during first lunch. You'll get a pass to eat during your homeroom time. And the other is Thursday at 7 a.m.
They'll be held in Miss Williams' room, which is in the new building downstairs, room 1002. See ya
later. SPMS. Twin for the win.
Thanks, guys. Remember to attend those meetings that they mentioned if you're a 6th grader and interested in joining ASB.
Yesterday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so there was no school. Here's Rome and Jarvis with a little on that.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a well-known federal holiday. Former Attorney General Eric Holder described Martin Luther King Jr. He planted the seeds for what would become our nation's now thriving environmental justice movement. The first time Martin Luther King Day became a federal holiday was on January 20th, 1986. This date is seen to commemorate equal rights. Sadly, on April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated by James Earl Ray. Even though he died, his legacy continues to live on throughout this country.
But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation.
I hope everyone enjoyed their long weekend.
Now introducing a new segment, Animal Appreciation. Hey Adelaide, what did the buffalo say to his son when he left for college?
What?
Bye, son.
Oh, gosh. Take it away, Joey.
The golden bamboo lemur is one of the rarest species of lemur. They are distinguishable by their grayish-orange coats and only live in the bamboo forest of Madagascar. They eat about 18 ounces of bamboo a day and are the size of a domesticated cat with a length of 18 inches and a 10 to 16 inch tail. They weigh in around 3.5 pounds when fully grown. These lemurs have a gestation period of 138 days and give birth to one pup. And with 630 individuals left in the wild, they are critically endangered due to a mix of hunting and slash and burn agriculture, where farmers burn or cut vegetation to have more farmland. Unlike other lemurs, the golden lemurs live in conspiracies of 2 to 6 lemurs. Something interesting about these lemurs is that because growing bamboo shoots are 15,000% cyanide, the lemurs have adapted to survive 12 times the lethal amount of cyanide for their size.
Thanks.
Next up is another new segment, Camera Tricks with Massimo and Kyle.
I really need this.
I know.
welcome to a new segment, Cameras with Kyle and Massimo. In this segment, we will be talking about a camera setting or technique.
Today we'll be talking about shutter speed, ISO, and aperture.
So first, shutter speed. Shutter speed controls how long the sensor is exposed for. Typically, you would use a fast shutter speed for action shots and a slow shutter speed for dark or still shots.
Secondly, ISO. The ISO controls how sensitive your sensor is. In dark conditions, a higher ISO is important to get detail in the picture. A higher ISO will make the image more blurry and noisy. A lower ISO typically used during daylight hours.
Lastly, aperture. This controls how much light comes into the camera. The aperture also controls the depth of field. A shallow depth of field will bring less things into focus and create bokeh. A deep depth of field will bring more things into focus. All these settings work together to make amazing photos like this. Thank you for joining us on Camera Tricks with Kyle and Massimo.
Now I'll be able to film like a pro.
We'll see about that.
Hey!
Moving on, we have quick talks.
Take it away, Tiger.
Welcome back to another normal episode of Quick Talks with Tiger. I'm your host, Tiger Carter. What is your opinion on the Omicron variant and it's shutting down most college classes?
Well, I think it's really bad because not enough people will be able to come to school in person.
COVID version 2, I don't want to go back to online school. It's long, no.
I think that it is a pretty bad variant, but I don't think we should be closing down everything. I think we should still leave some things open. But, I mean, in the end, people are dying and just, I don't know, having a bad experience with COVID.
What is that?
It makes me sad because you can't really, it makes people more uncomfortable to go see other people. So, not everyone is like out and about now. And that's not what all
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Staying with the Omicron topic, here's the Weekly News Minute.
Hi, I'm Tiger with the first News Minute of this year. We will start off this episode with a warning about COVID and in around our school because of the massive COVID surge battle in California. The state has made masks mandatory outside and wants the students to be very careful with what kind of mask they put on before school. A statistic shows that N95s are 95% more efficient at filtering out germs than a normal bacteria than a normal cloth mask is. California has been hit particularly hard as cases are skyrocketing with a cumulative total of nearly 6.5 million cases. During and after the holiday period, the cases jumped from just 2,000 at the start of December to nearly 150,000 cases by January. This precipitous rise in cases has raised concerns about the potency of the vaccine, which in turn encouraged the states to make stricter COVID regulations. I'm Tiger, and this has been the Weekly News Minute.
Hi, I'm Henry with this week's weather. This week is going to be an interesting one. The beginning of the week will start with some cloudy days, and as we get later in the week, it'll become sunnier. We will have a high of 76 degrees, so it'll be the perfect temperature. Ah, fire! I'm Henry, and this has been this week's weather.
To end off the episode, we have pet profiles with 2 adorable guinea pigs. Those are the cutest guinea pigs I've ever seen.
I just want to squeeze them.
Aren't you allergic?
Yeah. Before we end the show, we wanted to mention one last thing.
Hot Takes is back for 2022, so be sure to check it out on our Tiger Cub News Instagram account.
Thanks for joining us this week on Tiger Cub News.
See you next week. Bye.
Okay, ready?
You have bigger hands. I believe
2, 1.
Are you going that straight? I'm not even going that straight. Oh shit, okay.
This is slightly pathetic.
Slightly.
Slightly?
It's gonna take up all my storage.
Why is this thing so long?
Oh damn, your arm is so long. Yeah.
You can see them struggling.
I beat Ruby in an arm wrestle, so.
He said he doesn't have strong arms. I'm starting to believe it. You should believe it. Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh my god, it's Ruby's grandma. It's Ruby's grandma.
No, I already did that.
I love it.
Go.
It just has a buzzy.
Go, Audrey.